Hello, guys. Welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to get on Cameron Grant. He's boxing on the 25th of April in Nashville, Tennessee, against Bradley Heat on the Creators Fight League. And yes, how are you, mate?
Good, bro. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Good to get you on.
It's good to be here, bro. Glad you asked me to do this. I'm happy to do this, bro. I like interviews.
Anytime, mate. My first question for you is, how did you get into the sport of boxing?
How did I get in the sport? I always watched boxing like growing up, and I used to fight a lot. So when I moved to Buffalo, I saw the opportunity to actually go to a gym, and I took the opportunity. But before then, I was like sparring with my friends, like in the streets and stuff. So that's how I got attached to the sport.
So, what age did you start boxing?
My first like real fight was this year. So the first time I put on the gloves though was I think I was 17. And I was just like messing around with the gloves, like not going to a gym or anything, just seeing what I could do.
Yeah, talk about the first fight. Of course, it didn't go your way on the night, but yeah, talk about that fight.
So the first fight, it didn't go my way, but it kind of did go my way because now people know me. So it was an introduction to the scene, and I think I didn't do what I was supposed to do that night, but also I didn't do too bad. I stuck in there with him, so now I know that I feel like I can be something if I work at it. If I put in more work ethic, put in more training, which I have been doing to prepare for this next fight.
Yeah, I mean, were you nervous going into like your first fight? Of course, big crowd watching you.
Honestly, no, I wasn't nervous. So with the crowd, like I'm kind of used to having a crowd growing up playing sports. Like in South Carolina, it was always a big crowd. Like regardless of the sport, they love sports, so they will always come support. So that kind of got me comfortable with seeing people and performing in front of people. And I was pretty good at the sports, so they were, they know my name. So them saying my name, it just pushed me harder. Now it's just like I'm fighting, so it's a whole different sport. There's no team, so it actually feels better because if I lose, it's on me. If I win, it's on me. But it's people watching now, like, and they're just watching me. I'm the key player.
How hard was it to take that first defeat? And overall, were you looking back at it? Do you feel how would you rate your performance?
It was at first it was real hard to take, like, cause I don't like to lose, regardless of it being my first fight. I just don't like losing. I came to win. I wanted to win, but I look back at it and I see like it was a lot I could have done different if I would have stuck to had an actual game plan and stuck to the plan. I probably could have won, but first fight jitters. Just had to get that off. Get comfortable. I wasn't comfortable at the beginning, and then as the ending came, I was getting comfortable. So now I know, like, you know, I know my how do I put this? Uh, I know I know how to get comfortable in the ring now. Basically, like I know a lot about myself after the first fight, so I
Do you know where
think it was
you
a good
went wrong in
experience.
that fight?
Where I went wrong, I wasn't keeping my hands up, and as I was making him miss, I wasn't making him pay because he didn't hit me a lot. If you go back and watch the fight, a lot that he was throwing wasn't connecting. But when he did connect, he made me pay because he got a knockdown. But when I wasn't making him pay after I was making him miss. So that was my biggest mistake.
Yeah, when you got back up from the knockdown, what was going through your mind at that time? Were you buzzed?
When I got back up, I knew about I know about they give you 8 seconds. So I just knew go back in the corner, breathe. I wasn't buzzed. It was just about dang, he knocked me down. Now it's time to get back. That's really what was going through my head. Like I gotta get him back. I gotta get him back. So after he knocked me down, that's what threw me off my game plan. Because if you look at the beginning of the fight, I was controlling it until I got knocked down. When I got knocked down, then it's like, I got to get it back. Like I got to knock him down though. So I think that took me out of character, took me out of my positioning, like just trying to bypass the game plan basically.
How many rounds are you fighting in your upcoming fight?
It's gonna be three,
3 rounds. Was your last
three
one
rounds.
3 as well?
Yeah, it was three.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. Oh, do you feel like you've got better since your last fight, and do you feel like this defeat has made you stronger as a fighter?
So I feel like I've gotten way better. You know, I'm locked in, more conditioning. I'm back on the basics. You know, I'm perfecting like one thing instead of like trying to put everything all in place. I'm perfecting one thing, and when I go in there, I'm not the type to look for a knockout. So that's what threw me off my game. I was really looking for a knockout with my last opponent because of who he is, and he dropped me. So I knew like with the point system, I needed a knockout. Now I'm going into I just want to box. Like this is chess, not checkers. So now it's gonna be about what he come with, and I'm coming with everything. So I think the loss really it it made me it taught me to be patient, and now I know who I am. So I'm ready for this next fight, and I appreciate saying for giving me that last fight.
Mm. Yeah, talk about your upcoming fight, of course. Yeah, it's only a few days away now. I can imagine you're coming towards the end of your camp. How did camp go? All good?
Yeah, camp was amazing. My conditioning is top tier, way better than last time. I added a few new things to it, and I think it's actually working. But not only my conditioning, my ankles, my guard, I keep that hand up now. So I'm glad he knocked me down. Now I know I gotta keep that hand up. Um, and I'm perfecting my jab. So it's gonna be some fireworks.
Yeah.
Six
What?
days.
Yeah, 6 days to go, mate. Not long at all. Yeah, what do you know about your opponent, Bradley Heat? Has he had a fight before?
He hasn't had a, according to my knowledge, he hasn't had a fight before. But I heard he's been training. Like from his mouth, he said he was training when we had that the on X, we had the spaces. He said he was training, so I'm going off that. Like I don't know what amount of training. He could be good, he could be not good. It doesn't matter to me. It's just I just know I'm prepared. So I hope he's preparing as well.
How do you prepare for somebody that you don't have, no footage on, sort of thing?
With that, it's all about you think about anything that can happen in that ring. So when you look at somebody for a while, you get to see like what they do wrong, what they do right. But when you don't look at somebody, it's like now you have to prepare for everything, not that certain one thing, because they can do anything. You don't know them, so I'm preparing for everything. So I'm glad he hasn't posted anything because I don't know him. So I'm going in there thinking like he's the biggest, he's the best. That's what I want to go in there feeling like he's the biggest, he's the best. That's gonna push me to get to where I want to go.
Do you feel like, in a way, that you've had a fight before, he hasn't? Do you feel like that could play into your sort of hands come fight night?
Yes, because if he hasn't had that fight before, hopefully he's been sparring so he can understand like how to take a hit. But he hasn't had the fights before, so maybe he's not going to be accustomed to certain punches. Maybe he is going to be accustomed to certain punches. I really don't know. So, but maybe I don't see it as an advantage because I only have one fight and he has no fights. So I'm not taking it as an advantage. I'm just taking it work harder, you know, because you can't sleep on anybody because all it takes at the end of the day is just takes one punch to change everything. So hopefully that one punch is from me and not from him, right?
Yes, mate. Yeah.
Right.
So talk about this creators fight league that you're fighting on. Is it their first show? Because it's quite of a new promotion.
So yeah, it's number one, the first show. Shout out to Anthony Taylor and everybody who put this together. Shout out to Heather. She was a big part of this. She's the matchmaker, and it's been going smooth so far. I'm excited. I get to see a lot of people from my last card, and I get to meet new people as well. So
The
I'm
guy
very
you
excited
thought's
about this.
fighting as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the main card.
Are you
I mean, not the
on?
main card. He's the main event.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
What do you make of his fight, and what's your prediction for his fight?
Well, we have to like his opponent's been pulling out, so I don't know who he's fighting yet.
Oh,
But I feel like I fought him and I think he's good. He's pretty good. He has a little, like some things he can perfect. But I figure like after this fight, after he fought me, maybe he went back and sharpened up on everything he had holes in. Maybe he'll be a whole new fighter. So I feel like he'll do pretty good.
hmm. What weights do you fight at? Sorry.
So the last fight, my first fight, I actually had to go up in weight, and it was middleweight, so 155 to 160, but regularly 147 and down. So 147 at least to 135.
So what's that? Super light welterweight?
Yeah, so welterweight and then lightweight.
Hmm. So is that the fight is so this fight against Bradley Heat, is it at those weights?
So this fight is gonna actually be at 155. So I'm going up again, but I'm prepared. I'm ready. So I'm more comfortable because if I could fight a guy like USA saying, which is basically he's phenomenal in the gym. Like you can tell he works in the gym. He eats the right thing. His body he's built and he's an older guy, so he's structured. But this guy he's not there. Like he doesn't have what Saiyan had. I don't know if he has a punch or anything, but he's definitely not gonna have the power. He's working out, but he's not gonna have the same power that Saiyan had. So if I could take Saiyan power, I could take anybody's power. Plus, I'm training like the people I'm training with they definitely have power. I'm fighting. I'm sparring with people that's weight classes above me, so I can attain to different power. So I'm ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Am I right in saying that Mams Taylor's also coming to watch?
Yeah, he's gonna be there.
It is the ideal, like, I know you're not looking past your opponent you've got. But yeah, is the goal to be fight on Misfits?
Yeah, that is the goal. That's the goal. But I know I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen right away because I don't know what's gonna happen because a lot's happening for me. But even if it doesn't happen right away, it's gonna happen because I'm a hard worker. He's gonna be there. He's gonna get to see like I'm somebody. And no matter how long it takes him to realize, he's gonna realize. So plus I make music, he makes music, so
Hmm.
we have a little connection there.
Yes. Um, what sort of fighters do you look up to, like in the influencer scene?
In the influencer scene, let's see, I like Jake. I like what he's doing. uh he basically he brought a whole new set of eyes to boxing itself, not even just influencer boxing, to actual boxing. Jake is a big reason that new people's watching the sport, and I respect him. Who else? I like.
Who would
Who
win,
else?
Jake or KSI?
I got Jake. I gotta say Jake. I like KSI, but I don't think unless he's been training harder than last camp, unless he has a whole different form, I don't think he can beat Jake with that form. It's just the form for me. Like maybe he has the power, but Jake's actually he's in that gym, he's working. KSI maybe been taking like some time off, and well, we don't know. We can't say, but I don't see KSI beating Jake.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, what can we expect from you on the 25th?
You can expect hard work. You can expect me to display everything I've been working on, and you can expect me to win because I'm not leaving with the L. I respect my opponent, but I also respect myself, and I have the confidence that I'm going to come out on top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, before I let you go, do you want to thank, whether that's your team, just anyone who's given you this opportunity and helping you at the moment?
Oh yeah, shouts out to Lackawanna Boxing. That's my gym. Shouts out to all my trainers there. Shouts out to everybody that's in that gym working with me. Shouts out to anybody that's behind me. You know, shout out to you for interviewing me. You didn't have to do this. I don't know you. You don't know me. You know, and you're in the UK, so this is gonna be, good for me and you. You know, I'm in the US, you in the UK. So when we post this, more eyes. So shouts out to you. Shouts out to Shouts out to Anthony Taylor. Thank you for selecting me. Shouts out to Brad for not pulling out of this fight, for going through with this fight, because it takes two to fight. And I have had a fight where my first actual fight was on Rough and Rowdy, and the guy pulled out. So that him being a man and accepting this fight and taking this fight, I got to give all props to him. And shouts out, thank God for these opportunities. So yeah. Shouts
Mm-hmm.
out to my team too, TNT. Shouts out to TNT.
Yes, mate. And from me, thank you for your time and good luck with the fight on the 25th. All the best.
No problem, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, mate. Bye. Good luck.
Thanks, man.